T-Ray from California is up first. Hey, T-Ray, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. How are you?
Well, I'm good, but I'll get better, God willing, and the creek don't rise. How can I help?
First, I just wanted to say thank you for just helping us out. My husband got diagnosed in June with kidney failure, with his kidneys only functioning at 12%. And they also mentioned that he had high blood pressure. And we found out about you guys, about longevity, literally the night before we went in for his evaluation.
Yeah.
And everything that we watched from Dr. Wallach and everything that you mentioned is basically what they did. They said they're going to start dialysis in 6 months, and they're going to pop him on the list as quick as they can, and they did. And, you know, we do have really good insurance, which is not a good thing. We realize that now. So we just want to say thank you for that, and I'm helping us out getting started with the supplements. Unfortunately, my husband's still getting gout attacks. As of right now, it's in his right leg, and for the first time in his right knee.
How do you know it's gout?
Because he says it feels the same. I mean, it started to look a little swollen and a little red, and he started to have gout in his foot last week, like he felt it Thursday evening, but a little stronger Friday morning. And it went away, but now that's gone, and now it's in his right knee. And this is the first time we've ever felt it there.
And when it normally shows up, is it normally in his, right side of his body?
Yeah, and that's what caused us to go to the ER the very first time when they told us of the high blood pressure. Then a few days later, with a follow-up from the doctor, they told us it was his kidneys, and it was all on his right side even then. I mean, it went away. We watched his protein intake. We switched from the ESAs to the multi-ESAs of the primrose oil, like you mentioned, and we're just trying to figure out, we're doing everything, the cherry juice and all, everything, antioxidants, we're doing all of that. We're doing the ice application. We just want to get rid of this sucker.
Okay, and you're guaranteed drop dead that it's a gout attack and it's in his right knee?
Yes.
Okay. And when you look at it, is it red and swollen, or does it look like a normal, what's it look like when you look at it?
As of right now, it looks a little better, but yesterday, yes, it was swollen, and it was a little red yesterday. But we've iced overnight. I just took the ice pack off. He says it feels a little better, but it could be gone, too, at the same time. I mean, we have colchicine. They gave us that. Vicodin, you name it. But we don't want to take it because the doctor told us last week it has no effect on his kidneys, but we researched on our own, like you suggested for us to do, and it's really not good for his kidneys. He's taking allopurinol. He takes the metoprolol.
Yeah.
We totally thrown out the amlodipine because that's what was causing the lightheadedness, the dizziness, and caused us 3 visits to the ER in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
They just told us that he was dehydrated, and that's why his blood pressure rose. And when we were there last Monday, his blood pressure went up again. They didn't mention anything about dehydration, and the doctor said with his kidneys, go on with the transplant, and he really doesn't know why his kidneys are that bad. Again, he kept wiping his face, playing with his nose. I don't know if he was on drugs, but at the same time, we were asking a lot of questions about it.
I have some questions for you here. When his knee was, at its worst, did the knee to him feel hot? Did it feel normal, or did it feel cold?
It was hot.
It was hot. And is there still a sensation of heat in the part?
Not anymore.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, so here's what I'd like him to do. I'd like him to do some homeopathic sulfur, S like Sam, U-L-P-H-U-R, homeopathic sulfur.
Okay.
In the 30C strength, have him take 2 pellets 3 times a day for 3 days to see if that doesn't help to support and promote the structure and function of the knee. That's either going to help or it's not going to help. But remember, from our point of view, all of these conditions, right, the kidney condition and, the chronic gout that they're giving him allopurinol for, and everything else that's been bothering him has taken years, if not decades, to have accumulated badness to finally show up, right? It's like the straws that broke the camel's back. This stuff has been happening to his body for decades, and then finally he wakes up one day and he's in the weeds. He's got gout. He's got a degenerative kidney disease. Something is a big bad voodoo daddy in his body. Now, it's not genetic. It took years, if not decades, for all of this hurt and trouble to build up to the point where his system broke. So when we intervene with holistic medicine, when we intervene with a strategy, the intention of which is to support and promote the structure and function of the human body, to give the human body a fighting chance to fix itself and to fight back, that is a process. It is not an event. It's going to take time. Now, the old-time naturopath said it takes approximately 1 month for every year that you've had the problem to get on the other side of it. So, I don't know, how long's he had gout for?
Maybe like in 2008, he had one then.
All right, so that's 6 years ago, right? So this is going to take at least 6 months for him to get on the other side of this. You just need to maintain the discipline. And this is, I think, the biggest disconnect that people have with the holistic method, because we're just not used to it. What we're used to is we have a problem, we go to the MD gives us a drug, the drug doesn't cure it, but it takes away our symptoms in like 3 hours. hours, right? You take the Tylenol and the headache's gone pretty rapidly. You take the Prilosec and the heartburn's gone pretty rapidly. Well, there's a gigantic difference between medicating symptoms into submission and stimulating the body's ability to fix itself, right? I mean, I can blow up a house in 3 seconds. It might take me 9 months, 10 months, 11 months, or a year to build the house. So what we want to look to see here with your husband, with anybody else who's fed up with conventional medicine and who wants to give a holistic option a try, inside of the first 90 days, inside of the first 3 months, we look to see something. We look to see something somewhere improve. Mood, energy, appetite, sleep, or, you know, the arthritic pain, or the high blood pressure numbers, or whatever. As long as we see something dramatic and remarkable improve, that's a herald that we're on the right track. And really, the most important thing for him after that is just slow and steady wins the race. So my counsel to you would be to increase your knowledge base about antioxidants. Increase your understanding about antioxidants and make sure he is consuming 100,000 ORAC points, ORAC, of antioxidants a day. Now, as an insider, on my website, I have a webinar that explains that. I have a whole chapter in my book that explains that. It's a pretty easy thing to understand. If you can pass the driver's license test, you can understand what antioxidants are. So, in addition to what he's already doing, he's doing the Ultimate Daily Capsules, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. So in addition to what you're already doing, just have an eye towards 100,000 ORAC points of antioxidants a day. Give the homeopathic sulfur a run for its money. See if that doesn't help him with this, you know, gouty attack, and, you know, keep your fingers crossed.
Okay, and I do have one more question. So as far as the detoxing, the reps mentioned that, you know, he's going to be flushing out a lot. I mean, even up until now, like...
No, that's baloney. Like, that's nonsense. I don't know who told you that, but it's an old wives' tale. It's not going to happen. He's not going to have a detoxification reaction. He's not going to have a Herxheimer reaction. That's nonsense. In some cases, stuff like that happens. Do not expect that with him. If anything negative happens, it's either because his body just isn't up to speed yet and the disease process still has the upper hand. It's got nothing to do with detox. It's just a foolish notion, but it's rampant. There are a lot of people that, oh, you know, the body's going to detox after you do a vitamin program. Baloney. It's not going to do that. So a good medical nutrition intervention should be painless. There should be no negative side effects, and it should do nothing but generate niceness. Oh, you know, I'm sleeping a little better. Oh, you know, my joint pain's a little better, and it's like that.
And he has,
So you just need to maintain the discipline and keep the fingers crossed. Go for more antioxidants and up the ante with the homeopathic sulfur T-Ray. You are awesome.